Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 53 of Let's Play Chrono Trigger. As you can see, two of the gates are now closed because they are sealed because of Shala. So let's just go ahead and go to Proto 2300 AD, which is not quite where we need to be. Yoink. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. And we kind of used the shelter without needing to because we were able to not get into any fights. And if you manage to not get into any fights, you can get by without having to use the shelter. And one thing that we could have done is actually gone to where we're going now. The first time we were in the past, and open this gate so that we wouldn't have to do it now, but it doesn't matter. Now that we've already beaten Johnny, it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, I'm kind of babbling. Basically, all we need to do is get to the dome. You could have done it early on. We didn't really do it early on because I didn't want to take the time to. It is possible, and even if you lose to Johnny here, it doesn't really mean anything because there's no point. You've already beaten him. But you kind of gotta go through it again. But the thing is, we can cut it short this time. Come on. There we go. Yep, we beat you again. And now we leave. Bow, 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 bow. Alright, so now we take the sewer access. Because we've got to get down to that other little island. Because that's where we've got to go. Bandits must report to Sir Crawley. Alright, now everything here is bad. The Mer people from Legend of Zelda make an appearance. As Nerids. But don't they look like the... almost exactly like the Mer people from Link to the Past. And they're quite useless. And by this point in time, they don't really do anything. The toads are kind of a running gag here. There's a bridge here. I saw it. Ribbit. Fool, gribbit, there's nothing here. Yes, run away, little frogs. Talking frogs. Alright, so they talk about a bad place, much danger. Wow, now Frog's the one with the messed up prepositions. There's a diary, here's the last page. It's all over. The fishermen attack if I make even the slightest noise. I'd rather have my gums scraped than fight these fiends. So, don't make noise. So don't talk to the cat, because he'll meow. Don't trip over the trash. Don't get the cheese wedge. Don't use the save point, because it makes a ding noise. These things are just aggravation. Edgar. Dead is what they are. Yeah, 15 points of damage. We probably should have fought them earlier on. Either that or we've power leveled a little more than we should have. 2 tech points and a partridge in a pear tree. Alright, so yeah, there's a bridge there. And this way opens the door. And we can go up and around and down this way. This is the one big place that really makes you think about 3D perspective. Haha, you're too short. Basically, they tell us everything that we already know about opening switches and doors. And a rage band. Alright, before we continue any farther, we're gonna go back. Because there was another direction we should have gone when we first got here. To get that other little treasure chest. And since, you know, all this video is going to be is this section, you can use the save point, but it, like I said, it will trigger Fishman. I actually don't think it actually works as a save point until after you beat the Fishman. So we don't want to do that. Go up this way. And then we go over here. And the Edgars and Fishman. I'm really blanking on the name of the mer people's name from Legend of Zelda. Like, I should know it. And I don't. And that makes me a horrible gamer. It'll come to me. I'll probably put it in the description just to mock myself later. And everything dies. And the Rage Band that we got a moment ago is actually quite useful. It ups your attack, I believe it lowers your defense, and it completely removes the ability for you to control your character. It may up the defense as well. All I know is the big thing is your attack skyrockets, and you actually lose control of your character. It's kind of like Confuse, except there's really not much of a risk of your character attacking your own party unless they actually become confused. So in a way it's an auto battle, which is useful to an extent, really. And we can ignore them this time, go through. The door doesn't stay unlocked, though, because apparently it's stupid and you've got to hit the switch every single time you leave. Stupid door. Alright, so now we come over here. The three of them are almost here. Sir Crawley, coming through the sewer like they own it. And they're laughing, completely not paying attention to us until the guard notices us. And now we get to fight Sir Crawley! Who would be devastating if he weren't such a joke. Oh, he took Frog to 1 HP. Good for you. We'll take a Spire to the face. And he's dead. I was really expecting more. I really was, actually. I was expecting a little bit more. Oh well. Alright. And a bolt sword. And the path. So now we can walk past. Should we ever need to walk out again, which we won't. We'll never need to. Alright. And this happy place is Death Peak. With a name like that, it's the happiest place on Earth. The Keeper's Dome is actually where we want to go. And this music is just, it's gorgeous. If not sad. Strange creature, please do not disturb my slumber. The pendant shimmers. We go in through the door, and there's all sorts of tabs on the ground, but they're not tabs. To those who opened the door, I am Balthazar, the Guru of Reason. Once lived in the kingdom of Zeal. Great disaster and Zeal somehow threw me into this era. To my surprise, Lavos exists here, and I suspect in other periods as well. Aeons ago, Lavos descended from the heavens, burrowing deep into the world's core. He began to consume our planet's energy and grow stronger. Lavos disappeared briefly when he was summoned away by a mighty wizard who lived in Guardia in the year 600. In 1999, Lavos claimed this era and reigns high atop Death Peak. Like I said, happiest place on Earth. Like a giant parasite, he is consuming our world. Forced to live here, I continued to conduct research on Lavos, but I am growing old, and it's impossible to keep sane in such trying times. So before I lose it completely, I shall safeguard my data and my ultimate creation. How long to return home, but I've grown frail. So you who have opened the door, I leave things in your hands. Only by mastering time itself do you stand a chance against Lavos. The odds will be against you, but you are true heroes. The world is in your hands. Open now the last door and take what you find. My invention, my wings of time. The pendant shimmers. The door opens. Now that we've been given information by the Guru of Reason himself, we find a time machine. This moves through time. And there's no way to get into it right now, so we've got to try to leave. And the new pushes in the chairs, because it's got to have seats. Seating for 3. Because the Guru of Reason knows that any more than 3 time travelers ends you up at the end of time, which is not useful for traveling through time. It's me, Balthazar. He put his consciousness in the new. I copied my memory into this thing, what do you think? Anyway, there's something I need to explain. Namely, how to transcend time. Press the square button for the time gauge, then use the L1 and R1 buttons to select an arrow. Okay, before you go, why won't you sleep? Name my time machine. He has a habit of falling asleep. Alright. We're just going to keep it named the Epoch. However you want to pronounce it. Hop aboard. And we can take off or get off, but we want to talk to Balthazar one more time. Instructions for the time machine are as follow. We already know that. Alright, so there's one thing that we've got to do. Oh no, it's later. Never mind, I'm not going to ruin that because it's later. So let's take off. And following in chrono style, we've got 2300 AD, the future. We can go to the end of time, the apocalypse, the present, Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, or prehistoric. So let's go to the Dark Ages because that's where we need to go. Since that's where all the big shit seems to be going down. And the Epic has to reach 88 miles an hour, powered by a flux capacitor. And we get a cutscene. So let's hope we have enough time for said cutscene. I think we do.